everyone, this is Suzette for Cloudy Sky today. Today, we are going to look at something I was inspired to write during the Tupelo Press December 2024 challenge. I called it Love. It was inspired by an artwork by Anne Alston that I had seen at the Broward Art Guild. A simple rose drew me in. I know what you represent. The use of gold so sparingly, an outline of elegance, like garnish atop an exquisite dish. Now I'll let you read the rest of the poem. You can come back to this. But what kind of poem is this that you write a poem about an artwork? Well, this is called Ekphrastic poems or Ekphrastic poems, poetry. Now, here's an article or a blog from AmericanWritersMuseum.org that says the five ekphrastic poems American writers by American writers to read right now. And they have a couple here on scene: Larry Rivers, Washington Crossing, the Delaware, at the Museum of Modern Art by Frank O'Hara. I more recognize him for the lunch poems. The Starry Night by Anne Sexton. Vincent van Gogh is one of my favorites. I actually have a print on my wall. So you have Anne Sexton's poem inspired by Vincent van Gogh. And I actually have a poem in my the collection called A Starry Night, which is somewhat inspired by The Starry Night. Third, The Disquieting Muses by Sylvia Plath, which is based on a painting of the same name. So as you can see, sometimes the painting has the same name as the poem. Well, the painting probably is first, so the poem has the same name as the painting, or they make reference to the painting the poet does somehow. Landscape with the Fall of Icarus. Now this one is often quoted by a lot of professors. Seven Ports by Allen Ginsberg. This was actually new to me in here. So I actually, we're coming back to this one, Landscape with the Fall of Icarus. And here's William Carlos Williams' poem. You know, according to Bruegel, because he named out the painter, when Icarus fell, or Icarus, it was spring. A farmer was plowing his field. The old pageantry of the air was awake, tingling near the edge of the sea, concerned with itself, sweating the sun that melted the wings' wax. Insignificantly off the coast there was a splash, quite unnoticed. This was Icarus drowning. And we can come back here and look at the painting. Now, I did look it up in Wikipedia, and this is at the Royal Museum of Fine Arts of Belgium, Brussels. Doesn't have to be that somber. Now, this poem by Lawrence Ferlinghetti is supposed to be about Marc Chagall's Equestrian. And it's called Don't Let That Horse. Don't let that horse eat that violin. So poem can also be funny. This is the painting, and there's the violin in the horse's mouth. So now we understand where, he just took a part of the painting and went with it. Now, with W.H. Auden, I am just picture him walking through a museum, looking at all the old masters, seeing the Chagall painting, because he mentions it here in Bruegel's Icarus. But he's going through the whole museum, looking at all the paintings, and then he focuses on that one. That's my take of it. So if you wanted to, you could go through the whole exhibit, get an overall feel, and maybe, focus on one too. And this is a more traditional style. We'll do another talk about styles in a different while, because I also did like a more traditional style. So what is it that you can do? 1. Visit the Broward Art Guild at 2052 East Oakland Park Boulevard, Wednesday through Saturday, March and April up until the 15th, because I do want this by the 16th. Find an artwork that inspires you and write a poem. Upload your poem. There is the URL, the HTTPS forms. It's a Google form. Or you can use this QR code below. Stay tuned for date and time when we can gather and read our poems. And with that note, I'll see you next time. Or, you'll hear from me.